Jordan alumni. I graduated in 2010 with my master's degree in human physiology. And then prior to that, I went to Iowa State University and I got my undergrad in kinesiology, pre-med, and I minored in coaching. So my job currently, some of you might think it's crazy, but I am a professional triathlete. And if you've ever heard of Ironman, where you swim 2.4 miles, then you bike 112, and then you run a marathon. Suppose day of work, that's what I do. That's my job. So I'm going to tell you a little bit today about, how I got to where I am and also just my holistic approach and what I've learned so far about health and wellness and how you can contribute that into your life and your daily living. And how much, you don't need to do an Ironman every day, don't get me wrong, but doing something little and how these small changes can make a huge difference in your life. And on that note, today is the first day of the rest of your life, and it always will be. I like to tell this to people because you got to where you were in life by all the little things. So you live in the day-to-day world, and your happiness revolves around your daily living. And, you might already have an established career or you have just graduated from U of O. Go Ducks! But you took lots of little things to get there. Like you did the assignment or you got that promotion only because you worked hard every day. And that success is exactly what you can get from being active. And being active is a huge rewarding activity in the big picture of things. It's hard because, we view being active as work. We think of it as, oh man, it's hard. I already have so much work. I'm already so stressed out. It is the last thing I want to do. Or we might be just entering our job, or we might be switching jobs, or we might have just had a kid. And it's like, okay, that's going to go out the window. I don't have time for this anymore. And so it's just hard because we view exercise as work. But hopefully I can help you change that mindset. And that is the first thing that you need to do, because your mindset should be, I get to work out. I get to have me time. This is your time. This is something you do for you. And then here's something that I want you to take away and remember, regardless of anything else, is that when you work out, have you ever heard of anybody actually saying that they regretted it? No one has. I mean, some people might say, okay, yeah, I regret spending $4,000 on my car, whoops. Or, I, kind of regret taking that job. But there is one thing you can do for yourself, and that's just physical activity and being fit, and no one regrets that. Absolutely no one. You think that, okay, maybe I'm exercising all the time, and that I always did that, and I was superstar kid athlete and everything. But I actually was probably in the worst scenario when I was younger. I was extremely overweight. I was also extremely inactive. And I was heavily involved in the music world more so. I still love that, and I still have passions in that. And there was this huge turning point in my life, and I'm very fortunate that it happened to me at a relatively young age. And it was right before the summer where I went into 8th grade. It was the lovely test that we all had to take when we were kids, is the PE mile test. And so I remember we had to run around these cones. It was warm outside. We were in the grass, and I was having major issues. It took me 15 minutes, 36 seconds to do 1 mile. And it was so embarrassing for me. I felt ashamed, and I also realized how unhealthy I was, and just how something so simple was so extremely hard for me, and that this was not normal. And I wanted to do something about it, so I did. So I did something super small that ended up transcending and changing my whole life around. That summer, I ran just 1 mile. That's it, 1 mile every day. And I got down to a 7:14 mile. I mean, that's cutting it in half, a little bit over. And that small change resulted in what I'm going to tell you some huge life changes for me. Um, I fell in love with sport because even though it was hard, I felt confident. I felt like I could do things in life. I felt myself living more. So, as I said, or if you mentioned, you saw on the slides, I coach, and I also teach at the U of O, and I teach some of the swim classes, the triathlon spin classes. It's really enjoyable. And why do I coach? It's to give back what I found and what I developed to other people as well. And it is one of the most exhilarating, self-fulfilling, and happiness-derived things you can do for yourself. And it transcends being active into so many other areas of your life. Like I said, you don't know how far removed, if you were active, how that felt, because it's been slowly, time by time, you've kind of put that on the wayside and put other things first. But living in color is completely worth it. And that's what being physically active helps you do. And on that note, some of the most successful and productive people in the world exercise, especially in the morning before work. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of Facebook, Michelle Gass, president of Starbucks, Tim Cook, CEO of Apple. I mean, all these people make time for themselves, put away all the extra gadgets, and exercise in the morning. And like I said, what does it give you? Exercise, what does it not give you? So, gives you mental clarity, calmness, confidence, even when you head into work. Can be your Zen or meditation moment. It's not just working out for you. It's nothing short of life-changing and preserving as well, for you. I mean, we're humans. We weren't meant to sit at a desk, and we weren't meant to do all this work in an enclosed space and not move for 9 hours. And unfortunately, the desk jobs are at their peak right now, and they're probably going to keep rising. So, and then another thing too that I want to leave you with is that you don't live to work, you work to live. And so in doing so, including exercise and just even doing something for yourself, being your best self so that you have yourself grounded, you are healthy, you can be there for other people. And I know this sounds kind of hokey and everything, but you don't need to take a huge step. You don't need to, okay, go start training for an Ironman right now. Like for me, it was that 1 mile every day. And if you've never exercised before or been physically active, now's the time to start. Don't be afraid. And you're going to have some failures. I even have failures. The pro athletes have failures along the way. And, that lifestyle that we have, that kind of instant gratification, things in life worth having are not easy to get. If you want to be successful, if you really want to value and truly live, this is something that can transcend throughout your career, throughout your job, throughout just even your life and your relationships, everything. And just doing something so simple as this for yourself can really help you be happy lifelong, and also, just help you be the person that you want to be. Um, so if you have any questions, if you want to start training for an Ironman off the couch right away, I'm just kidding. I mean, hey, I'm not blocking you I'm not doubting you if you want to do that. I coach because a lot of people say they can't do something, and I'm a firm believer that everybody can. And it doesn't matter your genetics. It doesn't matter if you are like 50, 100, 200 pounds overweight, or you have no stamina for physical activity. You can do this, and by switching that mental mindset that I can't do this to I can, that's going to take you places in life. So if you have any questions, I am totally open for, if you want to learn more about Ironman or triathlon, or anything involving health or exercise, or looking for a coach, I'm totally there. And thank you so much for having me. And I hope this helps you just kind of switch that viewpoint of physical activity around, and helps you also see that the last kid in the PE mile, the super unhealthy one, can be a professional athlete. And I hope that you can also take that too. So you can do these things. You can be physically active, and you can be happy. It just starts with your daily living habits. So once again, thank you for having me, and I look forward to seeing your questions if you have some.